I want to invite each and every one of you to come in and take an opportunity that hopefully, from my perspective, will completely change your future. For you to realize just exactly how potent this future is. And instead of looking at all the distraction, to start to focus on the you that you want to become in the future moving forward, and to be able to choose from a palette that I'm going to be offering you that will make it possible for you to become the most authentic and upright and potential that you've ever experienced. It doesn't matter where you are, there's always potential growth. It doesn't matter, because it's when we stop growing that we truly feel the defeat that so many of us have been fighting. I'm trying to offer a potential idea of becoming able to completely on the side create a system that will help you step out of the system of matrix thinking, of slavery. Whenever you're ready, it's up to you. You can do it soon, or you can wait until you have roadblocks showing up in the matrix that make you want to pause and think about what it's offering you. I'm trying to create a system for you that allows you to choose the exact type of sovereignty that you have. Whether you want to stay in the system that you have because you love certain aspects of it, and you want to enjoy the freedoms that some of the sovereignty categories that I'm offering bring to you, by being able to choose from this palette of sovereignty tools, you can create the exact custom future that you want. And then as you stand in a new world with a new type of power, with a new type of resilience, you can see whether there's other sovereignty packages you want to take on. This isn't a take all or nothing offer. This offer is for you to be able to pick and choose exactly what it is that sounds good to you as an opportunity. Because we're all free to do as we wish. We're all free to choose from whatever is available to us. And we should look at the new opportunities as something that we may be curious about and may be interested in exploring further. Now, I'm not the only one out there, I'm sure, that is offering opportunities in the way of a type of sovereignty. There's many out there, and it's good for you to take the time to do some research. I'm not an expert on this. I'm seriously just someone who recognizes that I have the opportunity to make a transition at this time, to make a change in my life at this time. And I'm sharing what I learn, and I'm trying to organize it in a way that makes it easy to understand and easy to adapt. So I am asking you to consider the ideas of maybe first, as a first step, if you're interested in what I offer in the way of following me through my experience of becoming a financial sovereign, to become financially able to stand on my own 2 feet. Now, that doesn't mean that I don't have a day job that I'm doing. I have a day job. I have my own business, and that business continues moving forward as I take that flow of energy from that business and I flow it into the new opportunities that I'm exploring. And I'm trying to share with you that experience and offer you the opportunity to enjoy the how that might affect you in your life, how that might affect your future. You see, the way this world tends to be, it's very easy for us to feel defeated, to feel like the future doesn't look so good. And that type of thinking is exactly the type of it's a destructive force that can continue to erode at you if you're willing to take that energy. It's an energy being offered to you, and it's being exploited all around you in various types of propaganda. I offer the breadcrumbs and the tidbits that show you kind of a way of looking into these various offers in your environment, whether it's the banking system, the investment world, the medical system, the different opportunities we could take in career maybe, or in and practice in our life for ourselves or for our family. And I try and show you the idea of how you can take and start to become wise in the same field that maybe you're used to using in the matrix, and being able to side by side train yourself in the way of health and understanding the spiritual nature of health, understanding the lifestyle nature of health, and understanding the practice of caring for yourself as you recognize symptoms, and instead of having to go to another and become subservient under someone else who's going to tell you what they think from their practice, they're practicing medicine. And you know that you can build to a point where you can practice medicine too. You can learn what you need to learn in the area of health. And you can learn how to care for yourself in the way of caring for yourself. And because I've learned to be my own doctor, I'm greatly encouraged. After 15 years of being my own doctor, I pretty much am as healthy as I could expect at this time in my life. I have gone through all kinds of different types of scenarios of personal exploration of pain, maybe, and injuries, and little influences of health problems. And I've been able to go straight through all of these practices, caring and loving myself, being self-loving, and treating myself as I learn and research how to care for certain ailments that bother me. That same amount of information is available to all. It doesn't just have to come from a source with a certificate that they put on the wall that gives them permission to practice. You don't need permission to practice. You don't need anybody's permission to practice. And so you can become understanding of what it takes to be happy and healthy, and what it takes to care for yourself and even your family, and be able to feel that you could and would and do survive without a system that is kind of hard to understand, really. You can't tell whether you can trust what they say or what they ask for you to do in the way of different types of medications and treatment. You have just as much ability to do the research on your symptoms, because your symptoms are there to tell you what you need to do, what you need to work on. They're there to gain your focus. So whether it's something like your health and understanding the connection between your happiness and your health, you can actually become someone who can stand strongly on your own 2 feet outside of the matrix system and be able to care for yourself. And this is true about many fields. And that's what's so wonderful about having the opportunity to explore the different types of sovereignty before you actually have to take a step into that. And at a time right now where we look around and we see so much going on in this world that is there basically to make it clear that there's going to be decisions to be made. And we have had various experiences in this system that have showed us that there is reason to distrust that system, that we haven't necessarily been guided or protected by the system that is there holding us in a slavery scenario where we pay incredibly high price for the services that come from this system in the matrix, whether it's the medical system or the governance system. It's an extremely expensive system. And so we can find, maybe by starting with something like our financial sovereignty and becoming to a place where we can take the energy that we serve into this matrix, and instead of holding it in the matrix, we can pull it out of the matrix. We can find the path and use the path to move our energy outside of the matrix and hold it outside of the matrix in a way where we can actually have the experience of watching it stable and potentially even growing, and having the knowledge to know how and when we make moves in that system, building up a type of courage and trust that we can, and we have the ability, we can manage this system of our own banking. And so I'm encouraging each and every one of you to take a thought of the parts of the system in the matrix and to truly digest what you feel honestly about it. Is your trust there? Do you trust it? Do you trust this governance system to be fairly governing you and to fairly make decisions for you? Is there good reason to see trust in a system that tends to be dishonest and deceitful, that tends to make unfair judgments over how money is spent, and that those judgments about how the money of government is spent isn't necessarily always in your best interest, and it isn't always something that you're interested in? Say things like defense, etc. Many of us don't think they should spend as much money as they do on the weapons. And we don't think that they should necessarily be going all over the world and telling other people how to live. And yet, I can see the understanding for a good reason for a defensive agency, something to protect our borders and protect our nation. So a defensive military would probably be more in my alignment. So what I'm trying to get people encouraged to do is to get ready, and the first step I think is that anybody should take is obviously to get involved in understanding and learning about the new financial system that is soon to take over. As we see all these moves, we're kind of a little scared about the value of our currency, and we're getting a little concerned about the safety of our funding. And the best way to get rid of our fears and concerns, I believe, is to educate ourselves out of it, is to learn what it takes to be able to move as we wish and make decisions as we wish. And being prepared to be able to make those moves without the guidance of a system that protects you in a way from being who you want to be. Maybe you want to make moves and they won't allow it. There's many of different aspects of the governance system that prohibit us from doing things that would probably be better for us. And they call it protection. So I would highly encourage, I'm going to put links in the down below in the comments section on these videos for people to find a way into getting their own account, their own trading account on whether it's Coinbase or Phantom, or there's many out there. There's many different ways you can do this. I have brothers and sisters in other countries that are participating in this understanding and learning, and I'm being encouraged by what I'm hearing from them about the success of the decisions that they're making, and they are starting to put a regular amount of their energy into this system as a means of learning their way around, learning how to move money, learning how to use money, learning how to mimic the system that they're comfortable with in the matrix, and basically realizing that you can have it when it's outside of the matrix, technically. So I highly encourage you to take the time to get yourself an account. I believe that the thing that's most universally wanted by people at this time is a form of financial security and a form of control over their energy. So I highly suggest I'll put a link down below for a couple different agencies that you can create an account, or you can do a search on your own. Whether it's Phantom, Coinbase, there's Kraken, and there's so many of them out there. Do a little bit of research, find out how you feel about what the reviews are on the different places, and it's good to do reviews if you can on different apps that you might use. So I highly encourage you to take the move and get started. It's free for most of the places that I've been, and you can move whatever amount of money allows you to learn. My friend in Finland put in €100 into his account, and he's giving it a test. He's giving it a try. So, highly encourage you to take a reasonable amount of money, amount of money that you can play with. That's not going to be too much of a risk for your family, and get to work at getting familiar with moving money around in the digital crypto space. I have the ability to show you how to do some of these things, and I can be, if you have need for assistance, if you want my assistance, I can help you. I'll help you set up your own account in your own security, so there's no worries about any type of inappropriate interaction between us. So I highly encourage you. I hope this helps you. I hope this encourages you. Blessings to you all, and have a wonderful day.